You know how springtime come around, we gotta repot plants, right? Because if we don't, they'll outgrow their pot. They'll become root bound and eventually they'll suffocate themselves. So I had to ask myself, I got a little plant right here. I got a little homie, a little pot.
Nice.
I know that I was way too big for that pot that I had jumped right back into. Because my time in college, I had grown so much that when the time I came home, I was ready to pour back, but I was not meant to stay there. But it was hard because I had put myself back in the pot that I was so accustomed to that I thought to just trim my own leaves and make myself small so that others could be comfortable. It was then I said, I have outgrown the pot. I need to allow myself to go into a new space and be willing to endure the shock that comes with it. Because the plant will endure shock when it goes into that new pot. It's a test. Leaves gonna fall, they gonna wilt. It's gonna look a little shaky at sometimes. You like, I don't know if this plant gonna make it. Did I mess up? Did I move too soon? Did I do everything right? And I just knew in due time, I would, that plant myself, right? I would set new roots and the work would go in the opposite direction. Instead of trying to grow a new leaf, I had to grow new roots, establish myself, get stable first. Figure it out who I am in this new space that is so unfamiliar to me so that I can then decide what direction do I want to grow in rather than what direction have I been guided by everyone else who was planted around me in the same soil. And it was hard. It still has some difficulties when I look back at family and friends. I'm like, man, I want y'all to get out the pot. But I also know how scary it was for me, and I understand why they don't. I'm like, hey, this is growth ain't easy. Growth ain't easy.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. And as an educator, when you see young people who you support to replant themselves into better soil, into an opportunity to grow, and then sometimes they will just choose to be like, you know what, I'm going back. I'm gonna go back. I gotta cut off actually some of these roots too, so I can go back into that other pot. Right? And now with our world that we get to live in, we have these devices. So you sometimes can peek into the root system and look, and you're like, oh my goodness, and as a person who is there to be a mentor and I'm not living your life for you. I just have to watch. I have to just watch and just hope that those nutrients that were provided earlier will somehow take root again, or that will give you the strength to unroot again from those things. And you watch it. I've seen it, and you just hold on, hope. Because we also know that sometimes you wait too late. You wait too late, or you wait till there's a catastrophic. We're using plants as an analogy, right? But we're talking about these lives, right? These lives of people who then have other lives, and then have kids, and then are trying to squeeze their kids into the pot that they're in, and knowing that it doesn't really fit. They're feeling like they're already suffocating, right? That they're beyond root bound,